understand and.
Okay, so let me try to explain it a little bit more. So
Okay.
let's look at the perspective that maybe we're born into a family with a low
Mhm.
income. Maybe we're born into an environment where we feel like we don't have economic opportunity.
Uh-huh.
Maybe we're born of a certain in a certain cultural environment where we
Okay.
feel like there's certain restrictions on us. Okay, so the point is that we can change those circumstances. Okay, where we're,
Uh-huh.
where we're not a
Yes.
we're not a prisoner to fate. Okay, maybe that's another way to look at it. Okay,
Okay.
some people believe that no matter what happens in life, you can't control things, and that if you're gonna be a certain person no matter what you do. The point here is that the choices we make, the attitude we have towards things, can affect or does
Mm-hmm.
affect our future. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's time for. I guess
Yes.
it's time for my.
Can I explain something?
Just go ahead.
Do
Go
you
ahead.
remember?
Uh,
Do you remember Khalil
yeah.
from Algeria?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
He started to work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Hmm.
and I'm very happy for him because he
Yeah.
was a little bit stressed, a little bit sad,
Yes.
and
Yes.
yes, he told that he started to work.
Well.
So
Mhm.
yes, okay. Uh, let's go to start.
Okay. So, who would anybody like to go? Jamie, you want to go first?
Mm-hmm. I thought I can remember. Okay. I guess it's time for a confession, Rick. You said no. I'm serious. I'm serious.
Okay. Go ahead.
You said about life changes and
Uh huh.
stuff. Well, I really don't, like to tell this story that often because it's sort of personal. But I was born disabled,
Hmm.
with something called spina bifida and also hydrocephalus. I had so many things that are physically wrong with me.
Hmm.
And I told a social worker told my parents, you should put him away. He's not going to amount to much. So, I thought about that when I was a kid,
Hmm.
and I even thought about taking my life.
Hmm.
But I worked on it. I worked on getting my self esteem, a little higher,
Hmm.
and I think I tried to overcome, the obstacles that were put before me,
Hmm.
and I think I've done pretty well for myself. I don't like telling about being suicidal. It's a little personal, but I think I can trust you guys for now. No.
Okay.
So that's why I changed my life, going from being totally unsure about my life and that being unsure about my future, then sort of knowing where I want to go. That's how it's changed, I think.
Well, Jamie, and if you don't mind me saying, and
Sure. No,
you
don't
are
don't.
okay. Okay.
You're gonna say, oh, I'm such an inspiration, right?
Well, not just you. I would say that to anybody. I would say that
Right.
to anybody. I would say that to Khalil that didn't know he was going to be able to get a job. I would say that to somebody that didn't think that they could learn English. I would say that to somebody that didn't think that they couldn't, graduate university.
Yeah, they said that too.
My point is very simple. Everybody around us can provide inspiration to us.
Hmm.
Okay, that's my point. Okay,
Yeah,
not about you specifically
yeah.
or anybody else. The point I'm trying to make is all we have to do is look around us, and we can
Hmm.
find those inspirational moments in our
Yeah.
life through people around us. Okay, that's my point.
But they say, and I can show. There's a link about certain things you shouldn't say to a disabled person, and
Hmm.
one of them is,
Well,
don't embarrass us by saying,
well, don't
yeah,
patronize. Yeah, yeah.
exactly,
Yeah, I understand,
yeah,
and again, I have
yeah. Haruki knows that. I showed that to Haruki too.
well, let me share a story. Well, okay. So, does anybody have any questions for Jamie? Anybody have any questions for Jamie?
No.
Okay, how could you boost up your self-esteem?
How did I boost up my self-esteem? Well, I just listened to what the people said to me, and I finally figured out, maybe they're right, maybe.
Anybody else?
Yes, but
Uh,
I can put up the general ideas about the topic. Is
you don't have any ideas about the topic, Pritam?
no, I can put the general ideas
Oh,
on the topic.
okay, sure,
Hmm.
sure. Go ahead.
Like you are first starting from the kids when he's all small, very small, and don't care about the things, and you want to be free in family and enjoy everything because he doesn't know about the condition or situation of the parents or families, what's going on, maybe economic conditions up to maybe 10 years uh, when he becomes older a bit, maybe up to 18 years,
Mm-hmm.
and he goes start to school or higher education, maybe in universities and college. So then he starts getting a little bit knowledge about the family conditions, maybe economic conditions,
Mm-hmm.
and he dreams that he would become maybe a businessman or teacher or maybe something scientist, and depends on the dream that he uh, dreams. It doesn't matter that your dream is big or small, but then he became more advanced and more. He becomes advanced in terms of knowledge and
Mm-hmm.
becomes older in terms of age.
Mm-hmm.
He started revising the things, and sometimes he's forgetting, and the drafts, his graph of knowledge, or maybe graph of his dream that uh, he dreamt in the past, uh, revise and
Mm-hmm.
continues to perseverance
Uh-huh.
to achieve the goal.
Mm-hmm.
But in certain some condition, if he couldn't achieve the goal
Mm-hmm.
as he set up in the past, so he may not be able to achieve to change the condition of the family, but he kept on the point and of the dream, and
Mm-hmm.
if gets the goal, so in the condition he can change the attitude or condition of the family.
So what you're saying is that he was persistent. He did not give up trying to change his circumstances, right?
Yeah.
That's how many people know what the word persistence means besides Jamie? Besides Jamie, does anybody else understand the word persistent? You guys know what that word means?
Come on,
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so
I can't tell him.
tell them what it means. Tell them what it means. Go
It
ahead.
means like to go after to mention or do something all the time, like to say something like if I keep telling let's say you must do better. You must do better. You must study more. Or you must study more. And persistently telling if you keep saying something to somebody until they do it, then that's persistent. You're keeping after something. You're keeping
Okay.
after a goal.
Okay, so it's to remain committed to something
Yeah,
to
yeah,
try
yeah,
and accomplish it, right? So
yeah,
if you talk about somebody that like Amy, like you just said, if you have somebody has a goal, it means they don't give up. They keep trying. They keep
Yeah.
trying. They're persistent. So
Mm.
persistence is extremely important, right, for
Yeah.
anybody that's
Mm.
trying to change their life circumstance, because we all know that, of course, anybody trying to change their circumstances, whether they're economic situations, whether they are relationship issues, whatever they are, we know that
Mm.
often we're not going to succeed the first time we try to change something, right? So if we're not persistent, if we don't keep trying, we're going to give up and we're going to walk away
Yeah.
and we're going to say, "Well, I failed," right?
Yeah. So in cases if we cannot change the condition of the family or our realities, maybe circumstances,
Yes, yes, yes.
you have to be persistent to achieve your goal.
Yep.
Yes, it doesn't
Yes.
depend your goal is small or big,
Yep.
maybe. the teacher, you want to scientist, you want a
Yep.
businessman.
Yep. Yep. Exactly. Whatever it is, think about somebody that we were talking about sports earlier. Think about somebody that wants to be a professional athlete, maybe in soccer or whatever it is, right? One of the hallmarks of any professional athlete is that they practice over and over and over and over again,
Yes.
right? To become at the top of their field. That's persistence. Okay, that's
Yes.
determination. That's
At,
right.
at yes, at first you may be a failure,
Hmm. Yeah,
but
yeah,
you have to be persistent again and again. You have to struggle for your aims or your goal, and
yep,
you have to. At someday, you will definitely reach out to your goal.
yep, exactly. So that's the key. Uh, and we're going to talk more about this after we give everybody a chance to speak, because there are certain qualities that, again, you can look at that define how you achieve things. Okay, all right, good job, Pritam. Good job. Who would like to go next? Reza, do you want to go?
Maybe he's persistent
You know,
in trying to get his fiance to say yes. He's probably persistent in getting his fiance to say yes.
Reza, did you want to go?
Alessa. Maybe he's talking to his fiance.
Mhm. So, okay. Okay, can I be the next person, another one?
Sure.
Next
Okay.
person.
So Tara, did you want to go? Hiroki, one of you guys want to go? Come on, somebody, Saif, Soka. Oh my gosh.
برنامه خیلی راضیه.
Okay, I tell you what.
Yes, I cannot unmute for some reason.
Okay. Did you want to?
Yeah.
Did you want to go, Hiroki?
Yes, but if somebody want to go, yeah. After.
He said your name first. He said your name first.
So go ahead, Hiroki.
Okay. The topic is, our life cycles can be changed through our attitude. And yeah, how can I say, what happened to our life, maybe sometimes we cannot control, we cannot change what happened in the life. But maybe we can change the attitude or reaction for what happened in our life, my life. Or choice, maybe we can change, how can I say, we can choose the option, the choice, I mean, for what happened in our life. So maybe we need to be careful about after what happened. Maybe sometimes, bad thing happened continuously. That's happen in our life. Actually, reality bites happened. But if we just think about it negatively, or maybe gosh, and negative, and it's kind of trapped by the negative kind of spiral. To stop the spiral, maybe try a bit new thing, or try a bit get over that. That hard thing. Also, maybe sometimes just forget or just let it go until the situation changes. Maybe I'm using such kind of multiple things to change my life, but I still on the process of my life, and I'm learning in such process actually, because as I said, I don't have such a high self-esteem. So that's why I asked Jamie to how to boost up their self-esteem, and everybody have their own methods to their life better, or to get a high self-esteem. So
Happy to help. I'm happy to help.
so I kind of answer of this question.
Okay, let me ask you a question related to what you said. Okay.
Okay.
So to you, you mentioned about your self-esteem. So where do you see yourself now? Do you see yourself now as being somebody that's trying to change your circumstances? Are you happy with where things are at? And I'm not trying to be a psychologist. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a
That's
counselor.
my
Okay,
job.
I'm just asking a general question. Okay, so do you see yourself as wanting to change your circumstances today, or not?
Yeah, I want to change the circumstances, but it's difficult actually. So I was
Rick, I'll be back about
Okay, okay,
lunchtime.
okay.
okay.
Go ahead.
I was thinking about that. Sometimes very negatively, and sometimes try to be positive, but I couldn't. So now but during such time, I was searching for a lot of option or a lot of way for, changing my life or my circumstances, and
Uh-huh.
I think it's a learning process. It's not the easy process, but it's good for the learning for the what my life is.
Uh-huh.
So, and then maybe I could change a little bit by myself, but still, I'm on the process, I believe.
Let me ask you another general question, okay?
Mhm.
So, do you believe that there are certain things in life that we can't change, and there are other things? In other words, some people believe in destiny, that we're predestined
Mhm.
to go down a
Mhm.
certain path or whatever. Other people believe that everything in our life is we can control. Okay, we have the ability to influence every part of our life. Uh, so do you believe on either one, or do you believe it's a combination of both?
I think it's a combination both. Some things of our life is spontaneously happens, but as Carl Jung says, sometimes we kind of uh, like a combination
Mm-hmm.
of things happens. He calls it as a synchronicity. He
Mm-hmm.
said it cannot be explained scientifically, but
Mm-hmm.
he just observed what happened in our life, maybe for his patient or his life as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, but yeah, sometimes I feel, oh, maybe some synchronicity is coming or came or something, but I'm not sure. Maybe combination of spontaneous thing also, such kind of synchronicity things.
Okay, okay, interesting. Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
Any other questions for Hiroki? Oh my gosh, am I the only
No.
one? Am I the only one asking
No, no.
questions? Okay,
Okay, I can ask.
okay, go.
I can do a question.
Oh,
Okay.
okay, go.
If you have any trouble, one by one, I hope no. But what can you do, or what can someone do in those circumstances, if I can say? For example, I am without any hope, without any street. I mean, or light at the end of the tunnel, and so. What can
Mm.
I do?
Yeah, so it's kind of difficult to get out of it actually. But, how can I say?
What can we do?
At first, just, if you cannot get out of it, just let it go
Uh-huh.
and rest. And
Yes,
if you're stressed out, rest and do whatever you want. You know,
yes, you're
makes you
right.
happy.
Yes, you're right. Yes, yes, you're right.
Okay.
Yes. For example, today I'm teacher and I have many experiences during the day.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday was the birthday of a student. He is a very, very, very problem guy,
Mm-hmm.
and all the friends of this class go to keep some money with themselves
Mm-hmm.
around there,
Mm-hmm.
and buy something for him. And yesterday he was very quiet. He come to us, to teachers, and hug us, and we go to say happy birthday and so on. Yes, yesterday he was very, very quiet. He was very happy, but today he was the same student, almost.
Mm-hmm.
And in one moment, one colleague, I mean teacher, and I,
Mm-hmm.
we go to be very angry with him, and I go to say it a little bit loudly. You know, all the class, all your friends go to respect you. You don't go to do this. You are not going to respect anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, of course, after that, I said this, and I felt myself, oh my God, I am so bad teacher, because yes, I don't loud. I must to be very sensitive and
Mm-hmm.
patient with him. But all the students go to think, oh my God, yesterday he was very good friend. Today he's the same.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, I go to think, oh my God, I must to be quiet, and I go in front of him a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
uh, you know, not very far away, but how can I say, in front of him,
Yeah,
but
yeah. Uh-huh.
yes. And I go to say not loudly, but go to explain. Listen, if someone go to respect you, you must to respect the other. If someone go to respect you one time, you must to respect not only one time,
Mm-hmm.
2 or 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
Once, how can I say in English? Once, if someone go to respect you once, you must do this
Yeah,
three
yeah.
once.
Right, right, right.
And after that, I thought, oh my God, maybe he become to be very crazy to say, teacher, come on, don't talk with me, because yes, sometimes he go to do this
Mm-hmm.
with teachers, with friends. He's very. If you remember, I explained for him. His mother is died before 2 or 3 years,
Mm-hmm.
and he's very under the stress. He's very angry.
Right, right.
Um, when I go to ask someone, I'm going to tell your mother. He reacts to say me, no, you haven't any work, any job, any question to say his mother. Be quiet with their mothers. He's very sensitive in this case, and I go. I want to say another and another, but today, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I go to think. Let's go to close my mouth, maybe because he go to say me, oh come on teacher, go ahead, go away. But no, after that, yes, after that he go to think and to think,
Mm-hmm.
and again I go to think, oh my God, maybe he is very sad by me now. I go to do something right, but one time I go to say something very loudly. Now go to say something not loudly, and
Mm-hmm.
I did again this student to be very sad. And in those moments, yes, you can't, you don't know how can I, what can I do? How can my students go to react
Right,
with
right.
me or with situation? And in this condition, you go to think it's better to be not very rich
Mm-hmm.
by money, by economically, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
but it's better to be rich by heart, to have people around you to care for you. I mean, for students, for
Mm-hmm.
kids, not
Mm-hmm.
for us, because I'm older. I know that when I am very under the stress, I go out or I read a book mostly, or I listen music.
Mm-hmm.
And when I like a lot one song, I go to share with the others.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, sometimes I go to mix all of them.
Mm-hmm.
For example, if I am under the stress or I'm hopeless, I go to listen music on the road, but not with.
The earphones, right, right, right.
Oh, I go to keep my phone in this way, like I am talking with someone, and I try to do the best. But yes, I think that it's not important how rich we are. It's
Mm-hmm.
important. I mean, by money, by our economy. It's important. Uh,
Come
yes,
here, come here, come here,
it's
come here,
important.
come here, come here,
I can talk
come
if
here.
you want.
Put on your shirt. Put on your shirt. Come on, put on your. My nephew, my nephew wants to say hello. Come on. Oh my gosh,
Yes, yes.
you need to
Good.
exercise more, Gideon.
Hello. Can you
Wait, wait.
open the voice?
Yeah,
and he can hear us. Hello,
come on, come here.
hello,
Well, wait, come
hello
on,
dear, hello
come on,
honey,
come on, hurry
come
up,
on, talk with us.
come on,
I
hurry
am
up,
teacher.
come on, hurry up, kiddo, come on. Oh my gosh, Gideon.
Oh,
Yes,
come, oh
yes,
wow,
yes. Oh my
so
gosh. Do you want to say hello?
handsome. Hello.
Hello, Gideon, how are you?
Hello dear, how are you?
I am good.
Oh, nice.
Okay, hello. What is your name?
Gideon.
What a
Oh.
nice
Gideon.
name.
Could you please teach us today English?
A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Yes, go ahead. You can
my
be a
uncle.
teacher. Oh my God, so cute.
What is that picture on your t-shirt?
He's so cute.
Yes.
Gideon, you're
Panda?
Yes.
Wait, what?
You're so cute.
Kung Fu Panda?
Oh, I like
Yeah.
Kung Fu Panda sometimes. Well, I do.
wow.
I do.
Really?
Yeah, I like pandas.
And they.
Pandas.
Oh my God.
And I love the millions. You like
What?
the millions?
Okay. Let me ask you a question. Okay.
All right.
Do you think you could change your life circumstances?
What do you mean? Wait, you mean get healthier?
Yeah, your reality.
Oh my God. No.
Yeah, I'll try to do what my dad's doing. He's trying to get healthier.
Oh, okay. Why is it important?
Okay. Do you want to be a teacher for us today?
Wait, one more
Okay,
question.
what's your
What does it mean
aim?
to
What
be
do you want to do?
successful, Gideon?
What?
What does it mean to be successful?
Yes.
You know the word successful?
Complete.
Complete.
Good.
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 What else? What's important about life when you grow up?
Get a job.
Get a job. Okay.
I think.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, why don't you go ahead and say goodbye now, okay?
Boy.
Okay,
Bye.
take care. Bye.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you can stay with me. Yeah, you can stay with me. Yeah, stay with me. Just let me know. Go downstairs. Okay, get up.
Oh my God. So cute, so lovely.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
You should bring him
congratulations, your
to
nephew.
Indonesia, Rick.
Yeah,
Wow.
looks like you, Jerry.
So cute.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh my God, his
Cute.
English is
You look
awesome.
like
Yeah, he's a character. He's a
Yes.
character. So sorry about that. So you were kind of explaining Soka from your perspective of how you look at things, right?
By the way, nice to see you, Solka.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to hear that, but it's good to respect the others that open the camera. That I did this for the others. I hope.
I appreciate this for you and Rick and Alireza. Thank you.
So, Mr. Alireza, what do you think, Mr. Alireza?
Very good.
Mr. Alireza has a good proposal for your nephew. He asked your nephew, do you want to teach us today?
well, real quickly. Last night, he was over here, and I made him do a video with me. He wanted to read the story of Halloween, and so I recorded on video, and I was trying to upload it on my phone to YouTube, and I haven't done so yet. So, yeah, he's a good kid. He's a good kid.
Yes.
He makes me crazy, but he's a good kid. Okay.
Of course.
Okay, go.
You know, can I say something?
Sure.
I have heard here in my country that a kid is all the time a king.
A kid is all the time a king?
a king of family, a king of you, a king
yes.
of mine. For example, my nephew or my niece, I'm going to treat him or her like a king or like a queen, because when they are kids, we go to run away after that, after them, and to say yes, of course, you can do this, I can do this for you all the time.
Yeah.
In this meaning.
No, my nephew, he spends a lot of time with me, and I think he and I kind of have a special bond because I take him to go walking, I take him to go catch lizards,
Yeah.
you know, so, yeah.
And he looked very good educated. Congratulations.
No, he's a smart kid. He's a smart kid. I taught him. He knows how to speak some Chinese. He was trying to learn. He has his friend that he has a friend that's Turkish from his school, so he was trying to learn some Turkish. So yeah.
Turkish.
Yeah. So
Interesting.
okay. So Mr. Alareza, tell us what you think, please.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Actually, I'm agree about this topic, and it's a very good topic because I can see nowadays that in the real life, in real experience that I had, yeah, I mean, attitude and choices that we are making can change the reality of life that we are having. I mean, can change the reality of a life of a person that have or had it in back, and now we can see have it. Yeah, yeah, I agree with it, and I can see, for example, a person that is being has not had a good education, but his attitude was very good, high enough. I mean, every time was looking for education and learning more. And nowadays, I can see even though that the person doesn't have, didn't have a good, facility or tools to boost his in life. He didn't had a lot of support, but by what he was trying to achieve in his attitude and choices that he was making from the early life, and he has changed his life completely. Different. For example, he was just a simple person, but nowadays, with what his attitude that he had, and with the choices that he made, his life completely has changed. The circumstances of his life has changed completely. The reality of his life, and yeah, by the choices and attitude that he had. And I'm gonna say that the choices is very important, and we should be aware with choices we are making, because that can change a lot in our life. The reality of life that we are having, and we should be very careful about the choices that we are making. And it is very important because it changed the reality of our life, not now, maybe in the future.
Okay, so very interesting. You know, and you said something, Alareza, that I believe in so strongly, and I've talked about before, and you're a good example of someone like that. Everybody, as an example, thinks that you have to go to university, you have to get a good degree, and certainly that is important. I'm not going to say that university is not important, but someone like you that hasn't had that opportunity yet, okay, but has done very well, as an example to learn English. You know, from working with your family, I'm pretty sure you know how to organize your time. You've learned a lot of other skills that even though and those things are important, we often put a lot of emphasis on a higher education, and I'm not saying that it's not important, but we can also make the argument that you can learn a lot of life skills in other way that help you to succeed in what you're doing, and you're a really good example of that. I think so yeah, and you said something at the very end. You said we can make changes, the choices we make. Again, very, very important. you're, there's a chance in the future you're going to be immigrating to Australia, and this is a big, obviously life change for you, and making that choice to do so is going to open up a lot of different opportunities for you in the future, right?
Yeah, right.
So we can look at it. We can look at it from the standpoint that, again, like you said, the choices you make can give us a lot more opportunities.
Yeah, right.
So okay. Any other questions for Alareza? Any questions? Oh my gosh, guys.
Okay,
No.
Do I have a question?
Go ahead.
First, congratulations. And well, life is all about choice. Because as long as we don't choose, everything will remains possible, right? So, based on what you said, I look at reality based on what you're choosing your situation or your past. Are you a realistic person or optimistic?
Okay, I'm thinking I'm becoming more realistic.
Okay, I have a question. It's better to be optimistic or it's better to be realistic? Maybe it's
Actually,
the same question that she did before, but
yeah,
I
I
think
mean,
to discuss not only just a question. I mean, hello. Are you sleeping? You are like in this way. Okay.
yeah,
Yes, Alireza.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Being optimism can help you to, I mean, have hope in your life, and
Uh-huh.
being realistic that shows you that, I mean, what you have and what you can do, and both of them is important in my opinion.
Yes. Maybe they must to be together in this way. I mean, to keep together
Interrelated.
and
Yeah,
optimistic, related, yes, and to mix
yeah, not,
together when you yes.
yeah, not being too optimistic and not being too realistic. I mean, in
Yes,
equal way.
not only one option,
Yeah,
both
yeah,
of them.
yeah,
Yes, you're right. Because sometimes we need to be, for example, if I start a job, a work, I mean, something to do, for example, today, and I can't finish, I go to think, oh my God, I can't do. But I must to be optimistic because I need to finish this work that I start.
yeah,
And when I am very very optimistic, oh yes, now I am good and I can finish. I must to be realistic because I must to work, not to say yes I can do this and go to let this work and to do something other. Yes, you're right. We must to be and optimistic and realistic.
yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Okay.
I have a question.
Sure. Go ahead.
If you are to choose, what would you choose? To change the circumstances around you or to change yourself, your attitude?
Good
Okay,
question.
yeah, the circumstances that has surrounded me and the reality of life we live.
No, about yourself.
Okay, could you say it in a simple words, please?
Oh, it is the simplest. It is simple. I mean, would you change the outside environment or yourself inside? You know, your attitudes, your thoughts, your I don't.
Okay, first, to be honest, actually, I want to change my
Difficult question.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to change my, I mean, around. I just need to fix myself to, if I want to change the around.
You're
Yeah.
broken. You fix yourself. Do you think so?
Okay, I'm not thinking that I'm broken. I need to be more, I mean, stronger. That's why I think that I should boost myself first. I mean, if I do
Great.
boost myself, then I can change the environment that is around me.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh.
if I first
Okay.
if I first go for the environment, how can I change myself? How can I boost
No,
myself?
maybe you are the right. You know, maybe you are the right, and the people, the circumstances around you are not.
Okay.
You know, let me say something. You know, sometimes something are depend how we can see. For example, today I also discussed with a colleague. She go to say, no, I don't like to change. To say yes, boss, yes, boss, yes, boss. I go to say no. You don't. You can't change. You can stay in this way that you are, but we must do the first. We must do our duty, like a teacher, for example, like in every post that we have, teacher or boss or I mean manager or something that we do for our life to work. But we must do it first. Our duty at second to respect ourselves, and when we go to respect the others, we respect the first ourselves. And
Yeah.
this no, don't meaning that we must to change. No, we respect ourselves, and we can say not all the time yes, yes sir, yes sir, or yes boss, yes boss. But we go to say yes, you're right, but this I can do and this I can't do. But you are almost you are our boss or my director or. And when I go to say yes, director, I go to say because I am teacher and I must do this. I can't say, oh, come on, I do. Yes, of course, I can do this. But no, I can't let myself to be without educated, without any norm to be like a crazy woman or like crazy teacher. You know, like a cool teacher. Oh, yes, come on. Yeah, we go. No, I can't do this even in front of my students. I think so in this way. I don't know. What do you think for this?
Yeah, I mean, I'm agree with what you have said. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, we should I mean respect ourselves first, then we can respect others. We should learn how to respect
Yes.
ours. Yeah.
Because sometimes we go to think, yes, if I go to say yes, sir, or yes, teacher, or yes, director, we go to think, oh, yes, maybe he go to think she hasn't a personality, she go to do this all the time, yes, sir, yes, sir. But I consider this that I must respect who is in front of me, who is my boss or my director, because we have some rules
Right.
to respect.
Yeah.
I think so. And
Yeah, I'm agree with you.
when something is wrong, I must say yes. I think so. I'm going to do this because I am a teacher in my job. I think, but I think so. It's not good or it's not fair or I must do this instead to do this and so on.
Yeah, true.
Okay, now
So don't choose.
suppose
Yes, go ahead. Yeah.
I agree on this, of course. You know, you respect others and so on. But now
Mm.
suppose that you want you have a you, for example, for you, Solka, you have a boyfriend, and for you, Alireza, you have a girlfriend that your parents are not agreed on this relationship, and you
Oh.
are in love with him or her. What would you do? You want to change yourself, that you want to forget her or him,
Oh
or
yes. Oh my
you
God.
want to
Here we
change
are.
the surrounding thoughts?
Here we are with a story with a story very old in except in our countries that are traditional countries, and we have some rules. I mean, like Albania, like your country, and like the other countries, not like in USA. Because in USA, when you grow up 18 years old, you go to say, yes, bye bye, I have my life. Not all the people.
You're from Albania, Sultan, from
Yes,
Albania.
I'm from Albania, yes. And mostly in my country are pretending to be modern, but our family, yes, are with rules, with tradition. And
I've
if
seen
someone go to say,
videos
for
about
example,
Albania that
mhm,
I'm sorry, you can continue.
yes, go ahead. It's okay.
Um, I saw a video, or maybe more than a video,
Mm-hmm.
about
Yes.
Albania that you have many religions there, and there is no something conservative and nothing. You are very open.
No, we are not.
This is not.
Mostly of them, we go to pretend to be modern, but at the end, we respect a lot our family. And yes, hello.
Yes, yes. So
And
there is a conservative society there.
Can
Safe,
you
you
mute your mic?
are in your video. Come on.
Huh?
Yes, it's safe. Sorry, it's
Yeah,
safe
Save.
in
Can you use your
this video.
microphone, please?
Yes,
Save. Hello. Can you? There you go. Thank you.
yes.
Go ahead. Finish,
Yeah,
please.
He left.
he has problem with net. Look, my country, I mean Albania, it's between because it's 90% Muslim, Islam, Muslim, but we are between Europe and Muslim religion. We go to choose the best. We go to choose to try to do the best. And yes, we are open-minded, but we have a strong family, and we try to be strong in our families. But sometimes we have a lot of troubles, a lot of problems, because the life is in this way. We can't stay without problems. The problems. For example, my brother, before 20 years ago, he was in love with a real wife that he has now, but my father go to say no, because uh, she is not by our city of origin, because my father pretending to get married his son with a girl from our cities of origin. You know what I mean? For
Yes,
example, if you are for one, with your origin from one city and you live in another city,
yes.
and
We're
you
from the
pretend
same
to,
city.
yes, and you pretend to care about the origin, the rules, the
Yes, same
behavior,
here.
yes, the traditions. Yes, I know. Yes, I know that you are. But my brother go to be very quiet, to say, yes, father, I'm agree with you in everything. But at the other hand, he go to meet his girlfriend, and at the end, he go to married with his wife, and to say, yes, I was in love, father. What can I do? Yes, he's now married. Yes.
You bring up a really interesting point. I think, and Miriam, your question and the response by Alareza and by Soka was really interesting as well. So the point that you bring up, and we look at this all the time. Do you change the circumstances around you, or do you change yourself to adapt to those circumstances? Right. That's what it comes down to.
Mm.
And you know, I often think about this question. I always think about this question because I look at, maybe I live in a more open society in many
Yes.
ways. I was born in a very open society,
Mm-hmm.
but I have a lot of experience being in other countries, so I can look at it different ways. Okay. Um, and I believe it comes down to your values. What's important to you, your beliefs. If we feel very strongly about something, or if our beliefs are very strong in a certain way, that's going to influence, our decision and how we perhaps try to change the circumstances around us. If we don't feel that it's something important, maybe we just adapt to those things
Mm-hmm.
around us. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it comes down to your belief system, what you think is important. Because for me, as an example, for me,
Mm-hmm.
I could be around an environment I don't agree with. Um, and my personality my personality, Rick's personality is I will try to be a positive influence to change things in what I consider to be a positive way. Now, other people may not consider that to be positive, but I would, because I believe that I'm not the kind of person I just say, well, that's the way it is. I'm just gonna, adapt myself because I don't have any ability to change. I believe we all have ability to change. Now, it's not easy. No one said it's easy.
Yes,
Okay.
Rick, can I say something?
Sure, go ahead.
You think like this and you are like this, it is due to the environment that you grew up in. The
Uh,
environment affects you a lot,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh yes,
Yes,
of
so
course.
if you didn't live in a very open society, in an open society,
hmm
you wouldn't be thinking like this,
that's a good question,
right?
because I didn't grow up in a different society, I guess
And
I can't give you an answer.
plus plus
hmm
yeah, no, something more that you travel. Travel opens the mind really uh, very well.
hmm
But you grew up in an open society
Right,
and you
right.
travel, so should you not be abided with the rules of society and be conservative and say that I can't do
hmm
this and
hmm
I'm not able to do this. You will not fear to break the limits and do whatever you want.
No, no, I agree. I agree largely with you because again, let's think about it just for a second. Let's look at this from a very objective standpoint. So we have beliefs, right? All of us have
Yes.
beliefs, and the beliefs come from different places. It comes from our family. It comes from maybe cultural beliefs, right? It comes from, for religious, it maybe comes from our religious faith. It comes from our life experience. Okay, so all of
You
these.
know. Mhm.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Hello.
Go ahead, Soka.
Yes. Sorry.
Uh-huh.
It's when you are in real life. I
hmm
mean, when we go to grow up and to pretend to start study, to
hmm
start work, and
hmm
to work,
hmm
we have many problems against us
hmm
because circumstances, because of those
hmm
situations.
hmm
But if we want, can I say my experience and
Sure,
my thoughts?
sure. Go ahead.
Okay. When we think that what is the priority, what is the first that we
hmm
can protect
hmm
in our life for ourselves, for our future, we go to think, yes, I must do this, and I can't do this.
hmm
For example, if I don't hurt you, during the communism time, I was in love with my studies, with my
hmm
university. If I go to choose to go to university, maybe I must do only one, uh, if we say in this way, a little bit choose to be a spy, for example, for something,
Uh-huh.
and after that I can go to study, but I put in jail someone, for example,
Right.
my neighbor, my friends, and so on. But I choose to stay strong, to cry and to stay strong, and
hmm
to wait and to have hope, more hope. Yes, I can do very late, but at the end, if I go to university, it's better. But at the end, if I can't, what can I do? I can't be a spy to do this bad thing. Or after that, when I start to work, I have not those real like these
hmm
problems, but I have the other problems. If
hmm
I go to be corrupted, to corrupted my director, I can start a good job. But I
hmm
don't choose this, and I stay with half of payment, or during the 1 year I go to work 5 months or 6 months, 6 months, and I stay again to respect my priority for
hmm
my personality and don't do those things. But before 2 or 3 minutes, I go to explain that when I go to work, I must do the real rules that I must respect. For example, I don't say my director, yes sir, yes sir, yes director. No, I go to say yes sir. I know that I must do this, but I know that this is not good. It's another way that this can be very, very successful. For example, for my job, for my students, for my teaching, and so on. This is what I chose in my life, or what I think that we must do accordingly.
Okay. Well, I think that again, it goes back to all of us are born into certain circumstances, and so it's really hard to compare different people, different situations, right? But I do believe, again, it goes back to the comment earlier. I do believe that so let me I wrote down some things here. So
Yes.
think about the cultural environment that we're born into. Think about the physical circumstances. Some people are born with disabilities. Some people have different things. Okay. Think about the emotional environment that we're born into. Okay, if we're born with parents that give us encouragement, okay, that praise what we do, okay, that feeds our emotions, right? It makes us more self-confident, gives us higher self-esteem, okay. Think about the economic. Again, some people are born into maybe a family that doesn't have a lot of money, so they don't have the best opportunity to go to the highest quality of schools. There's a lot of different factors when we think about our life circumstances. The point I would make to anybody, though, is that those things can change. And people say, I'm born into this economic status. I will never have an opportunity to own a home. I think that once you start thinking like that, you set barriers and obstacles in your life that don't need to be there. Uh, Maybe it's not realistic for everybody to be Bill Gates and be the richest man in the world. Maybe that's not realistic. But the point is that we can do things to improve our circumstances. Okay, that's the point. Okay, we can do things to change our circumstances. It's not easy, and nobody ever said it was easy. But we can. I really honestly believe that. Um, so let me go ahead. So thank you, Soka, for expressing. I want to make sure we get everybody because I have an exercise I want to do. Safe, did you want to say something? Safe? Did you want to say something, Safe? No? Okay. Who hasn't gone yet? Tara, did you say something yet? Do you want to say something? Or Miriam? I guess Miriam, well, you didn't really, you asked a lot of questions, but you really didn't say what you think.
Yes, so Safe will share on Facebook.
Oh, he's going to share it on Facebook? Oh my gosh. Okay. So who would like to go next? Come on. Hey, Rajano.
Hello, Rick. Hello, everyone.
Hey, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good.
How about
Good.
you guys?
Good. Good. We have the perfect topic for you. Perfect. Okay.
What was the topic?
The topic is our life circumstances can be changed through our attitude and choices we make. Oh, it's the perfect topic.
So attitudes and choices?
Yeah, our life situation, our life circumstances can be changed through our attitude and choices we make.
Actually, our lives are based on our attitudes. Nothing can affect our life as much as the attitude can do. And I believe whatever you think about yourself and life and people around you, it will happen for you. Whatever is your expectation, and your belief, okay, if you think good about people, events, and anything else, it will happen to you. If you think bad, it will happen to you, whatever. Okay, and for goals, I believe yes. When we set a goal for our future, we go for it. We base our actions, like study, like our job, our choices for being with the people around us. We will put all of them in the direction of reaching the goal. So yeah, attitudes and goals can affect our life very seriously and more than anything else.
Okay, all right. Okay, so I'm going to ask you a question that Miriam brought up earlier. Okay, because I think it's a good question. Okay, so
Sure.
should we change the circumstances around us, or should we focus on changing ourselves to adapt to those circumstances?
Sorry, give me a second.
Okay.
So, repeat your question, please.
Okay, should we change the circumstances around us, or should we focus on changing ourselves to adapt to those circumstances?
Changing the circumstances around us.
Yeah.
It's less likely to happen to change circumstances and people around us. Okay? If I'm in a situation that I do not like it, and it's necessary for me, I have no other choice, I have to try to adapt myself with the situation. If it's not needed or necessary for me to stay in the situation, I have a choice. I'm not a tree. I will change my place. I will change the job. Okay, I will change the person that I'm in friendship or any other relationship with them. You know. So I believe the first changes should be from ourselves in our side, not to work on others. It's so hard to change people. It's so hard to make the world as we like. But we need to learn how to reach the goal.
How to reach?
Sometimes, sometimes, yeah. Sometimes we have a goal, we have a plan to do or something like that, and it doesn't happen to us. We cannot make it. It's hard. It's hard to accept sometimes. It's really bothering and annoying to accept this situation, but at the end we will realize that there is no choice just to have a plan B, maybe, or to do something to make ourselves in a better position, in a better situation for hitting the main goal that we have.
Okay. Alrighty. Oh my gosh, Safe, you and your pictures, what are you doing? That's a funny picture there of Rajano. She's like,
oh my God, what's this? Why did you take this, Safe?
you're terrible, Safe. You're terrible. Okay. So let me really good points, Rajano. And I want to get to the exercise in just a moment because I have an exercise.
Sorry, who is this beautiful girl? Sorry.
Huh?
Who is in camera? Who is this beautiful girl in camera?
Rajano?
In camera, who is?
That's Rajano. Rajano.
Oh, where is she from? Where are you from, Rajano?
Hello, sorry, I don't know your name. I'm from Iran.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm from Albania. Not Algeria. I'm from Albania.
Albania?
Albania, yes. Okay, nice to meet you. Yes, nice to meet you. Go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Go ahead now. Oh, you are the first Iranian girl that I see without hijab. The first. Yes.
Congratulations to you.
Yes, congratulations for you. And hi, it's nice to see you again and to talk with you.
Thank you very much. That's nice of you.
Sorry, Rick. Sorry.
No,
You can. You can.
no. Yes, Rajana was actually Soka. Because she's been really busy recently with a lot of things going on. She hasn't had an opportunity to participate as much, but she's actually
Okay.
one of the people that helped us start what we're doing. So, but yeah. So, and
Oh,
she, okay,
yes.
okay. All right. So let's go ahead. And I see Ellie has joined us as well, and Madi is back. Before I say what I want to say, and we go to the exercise, Madi or Ellie, do you guys want to say something? Or Tara, you want to say something?
Not yet.
Yeah.
I want to say something.
Oh, Ellie, welcome.
I just woke up and I see the group call in this group, but I can't talk much. Too late for me.
Who is this sweet voice?
That's Ellie in Indonesia. I know it's very late for you.
Yeah. I just know, like noon at your place. That's why I asked, what time is there?
Yes. Where? We are many countries here, Ellie.
Oh yeah, I asked you, Richard. Are you Richard?
No. Okay. Yeah. Hey, Alareza, can you mute your microphone, please? Alareza, can you mute your microphone?
Alireza is dancing.
Yeah, I know. He's getting too excited. Okay, you guys are getting him too excited. All right. Calm down. All right.
When is the marriage? When is the marriage exactly?
Oh my gosh, in like 20 years. Okay.
Yes, Rick.
He just wants
They
a
are
lot of
young.
he just wants a lot of planning. Okay, he wants to plan it far in advance. Okay.
Yes.
No,
You know, it's an expression. The youngest people go to dance on the hair. They dance all the time, and the hair go to dance. Not only that.
Alireza, when is your marriage? The date.
Oh my God, what is going on? Who is married here?
Okay. I will let you know then. The right time. Yeah, it's not
you didn't
Yeah.
decide yet.
Yeah, it's in a couple years, I think he said. So he's still trying to. Yes.
Okay. Oh, we got so excited, with something.
Yeah.
Jimmy, welcome.
Thank you.
Jimmy.
Ellie, how's it going? Hey, Ellie.
Hi, Jim.
Hi, Ellie.
Hi. I'm sorry.
Okay, let's go now. I think yes. Ellie, we can.
So Ellie, did you want to say what you think about the topic?
Actually I just joined and I don't know the topic, so go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay. Oh no, it's okay. No, it's okay. So Tara, did you want to say? I think Tara, I heard your voice. You want to say something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I guess I agree with Rojano in some points. Well, if I'll definitely change the situation that I'm in it, not myself to the situation. And I'm a realistic person, so I am aware of what it is that will happen in somehow. So I don't give so much hope and be too much optimistic about it. So I think they said it all.
That's all?
Yeah.
A woman, a few words.
Okay. So I think I
have questions. Yeah.
I have a question.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Did you think once about being in realistic and you do something that that is like breaking a rule in I don't know, with yourself, with your family, with your environment. You you broke a rule and then you felt um what to say, regret. You regret it. Did it
I'm
happen
not
to you?
sure I get you.
Have you done something to like break a rule, then afterwards, did you regret it?
Oh, um, yeah, of course, but let us say I did something and it wasn't acceptable among my family and friends. So in
Yeah.
somehow I was like breaking rules, but
Yes.
I trust myself and I know I didn't do a bad thing. So I don't know. I was regret because I lost some friends, but in somehow no, I'm not totally regret. Yeah, because if they were a true friend, they would understand me. They would care about me somehow.
You just said something, Tara, that is so important. I really like what you just said because
Mhm.
your point was that sometimes you make choices and you do something because you feel it's the right thing to do, for you, and there might be other people around you that may or may not agree, but your point is that you have to be true to yourself,
Yeah.
and that if people distance themselves from you, that's not on
Mm.
you, that's on them. Okay, does that
Okay.
make? Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh, maybe I'll just tell you what was the situation,
Okay, sure.
okay?
Uh-huh.
If there's time.
Uh-huh. Go ahead.
Well, in my country, it is disrespectful if someone called you and said, "I will be come by to your house and I want to come this weekend," and if you said no, I am busy, or can you please come another time? It
Mm-hmm.
is disrespectful. They don't accept that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't like that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I am aware of it is somehow culture stuff matter,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't like it. So why should I accept it? And
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing a bad thing. This is my right. Why should
Right.
I accept people, live my life according to, sorry for my language, according to a stupid rules,
Mm-hmm.
which
Mm-hmm.
is, in fact,
Yeah.
it is right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm so busy. I love you, but I do care about you, but I'm so busy. So if you could just come another time, or
Mm-hmm.
if you well, if you called at least before you come, that would
Mm-hmm.
be great.
Mm-hmm.
So this kind of situation that I'm talking about.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Uh, can I
sure.
say something?
Sure. Go ahead.
I send for this topic that we are discussing. I
Uh-huh.
send a poem of Rudyard Kipling.
Uh-huh.
It's a very good poem known on the world, and he go to write a
Yes.
letter for his son, and to at the end go to say, yes, you must to stay, you must to stay um, human. If
Mm-hmm.
you want, I can read, or Rick, maybe because of my English, if you want, you can read. It's very, very great message.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's called
Yeah.
if.
Yeah. I can go ahead and read it, and then
Or I
Okay.
can. I
but
can.
well, before I read
Yes.
it,
Mm.
Tara, anybody have any questions for Tara? Anybody
Oh
have any
yes, of
questions
course.
for Tara?
I have a comment.
Okay, go ahead.
Tara, you don't have to worry about what you did. I mean, we all make stupid mistakes at some point in our life. We're not. Well, we're all human. We're not perfect. though everybody makes mistakes that they regret in their lifetime. So it's not just it's not not just unique to you. He tried to say. Yeah, we all do that. So don't feel bad about it.
Well,
Well,
and
and
it's,
I was
somehow I'm
talking
proud of
about
myself, Jimmy.
What?
what's
What?
that?
In somehow I'm proud of myself.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was being honest. I was just being honest. And I didn't ask for much. It was just my right.
I think Tara, what you just said is the key point. Just because people distance themselves from us, again, a true friend, somebody that truly understands us, is gonna not do that. Okay, they're gonna try to be understanding. They're gonna try to be empathetic. Okay, so to me, it's very important that you stand by your principles. Okay, you stand by your
Mm-hmm.
principles. Sometimes it means that people will leave your side. Okay, and that's fine. That's fine. You know, the true nature of a friend or somebody that cares is not somebody that just leaves your side because they feel offended or something. Okay, that's not a true relationship. Okay, that's what we call, to me, not a true relationship. Okay, so
Fair with a friend.
so you standing on your principle, Tara, I think it is important. What you said is important. So I'm proud also of what you did.
Thank you.
So let me go ahead and read this briefly because I want to get to a quick point. Then I also want to get to the exercise. So the title of this is called "If" by Rudyard Kipling. Okay, so if you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too. If you can wait and not be tired by waiting or being lied about, don't deal in lies. Give me a second. Or being hated, don't give way to hating. And yet, don't look too good, nor talk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster, and treat those two impostors just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken, and stoop and build them up with worn out tools. If you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose and start again at your beginnings and never breathe a word about your loss. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on to when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings, nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you, but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and which is more, you'll be a man, my son. Oh, very nice, very nice, very.
It's very famous.
Yeah. You know, we can learn a lot by reading poetry. I have a book. It's actually, my sister left it to me, and it's actually 200 years old. Okay, and it's a poetry from many poets a long time ago. And
Anthology. We call anthology.
yeah. So it's really interesting to hear. Again, words are so important, right? How we express things are so important. It captures, our feelings, the essence of who we are. So no, very very good poem here. And
this poem, yes, this poem is translated in Albanian. And my father, when I was kid, go to read me. Read it sometimes, yes.
Wow,
and
nice.
I read my students when they go to be not just kids, but the others that are 13, 14, 15 years old. I go to read 2 times. I have read it this poem, and they go to stay a little bit to think and to to imagination, those advices.
Right.
And
Right.
it's very important about the poem. So I mean, literature.
Yeah, no, it is. And this is how we learn. This is how we learn to express
Mhm.
ourselves. This is how we learn, like you said, Soka, to use our imagination, to
Mhm.
foster creativity, right? It
Yes.
is really, really, really important. It's very inspirational as well. So thank you for sharing that
Mhm.
with us.
Rick, have you
Huh?
you ever heard of a poem called Invictus by
Yeah. Yep.
Can I read that
Yep.
one?
Yep.
Can I read
Yep.
that one? All right. It's written
Is
by
is it is it long?
no, it's about 4 stanzas.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
It's by Richard Hemley. Okay. Invictus, William Henley. Out of the night that covers me, black is the pit, from pole to pole. I think whatever God might be, for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced or no cried aloud. Under the bludgeoning of chance, my head is bloody, but I'm bound. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms that honor, the shade, and yet with the menace of the years finds me unafraid.
Great.
Well, very nice. Very nice.
Wait, one more.
Can
I'm
you
sorry.
share the
I
text
have to
here?
go. Thank
It
you
matters
so
Okay. Okay.
not.
much.
Bye, Ellie.
Bye bye.
It matters not no straight ticket.
Bye.
Bye, Emily. How charged with punishment the scroll. I am the master of my say and the captain of my soul.
Yeah. Have you seen that movie Invictus?
Maybe yes, because I don't remember the titles.
Yeah, it's about a South African soccer team. Was that called Invictus? But they as part of their part of their thing, part of the story was that they would say this poem that Jamie just read.
No, I don't. I remember a movie by Africa with a village. It's a priest. They go to save many children. It's a Hollywood movie.
Okay.
And yes, this movie I like a lot. He go to change some circumstances. For example, he don't stay like a priest, but he must to do this to save the children. And I am agree. In this case, I am agree to change our behavior sometimes.
Well, so
Hello?
let's go. Hey, Safe.
Yes.
Hello, Safe. Oh my gosh, Safe. Okay.
Safe. It's come here, do some screenshots and left the call.
Okay, so let me go ahead. Let me go ahead and quickly talk about from my perspective. Then I'm going to go to the exercise I prepared last night. Okay, because I want us to do this exercise. I think it's going to be important. So again, the way I look at this from my perspective is that we can definitely, there's no doubt, zero doubt in my mind that we can change our life circumstances. I know it. I've seen it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I know it 100% true. Okay. It's not always easy. It can be challenging. It can be painful sometimes, but we can do it. And the way I look at this is that all of us, again, face different challenges. Some have economic challenges. Some have relationship challenges. All of us, every person right here listening to us right now has faced challenges and will face them because they don't go away. Okay, it's part. It's part of growth. As you grow as a person, that's part of the growth process. Is you face challenges, you learn how to overcome those challenges, and you grow and grow and grow. Okay, so to me, it's a natural part of life. Those people around us that would say just adapt to the way things are. Don't make waves. Don't try to change things. Just stay where you're at. You know, those are people that are gonna, if we listen to them, are gonna keep us down, in my opinion. Okay, we should rise to our full potential, and the only way we rise to our full potential is by stepping out of ourselves. Okay.
Yes.
Something Medium said earlier when we're talking about the environment. Okay, yeah, some people are born into an environment that can be pretty restrictive. Maybe they're born into an environment where the majority of people think a certain way. That doesn't mean that you have to think that way. When I was a kid, I used to love reading. I loved reading. I would read books about Africa, Asia, Europe. I always read when I was a kid. I loved reading. And by reading, it introduced me to different ideas, different parts of the world, okay, different locations, okay? So again, I disagree with the point that you have to travel to get exposure to things, that you have to be born in an open environment to be open-minded. I think that there's different things you could do in your life to learn how to open yourself to people that think differently, that look differently, etc., that pray differently. Okay, these things are all factors. So I prefer not to look at myself as somebody that life controls. I think I have control of my own life. Okay. Now there are things,
Yes.
maybe if I walk outside and get in my Jeep and I drive to the beach and asteroid or a meteor falls in space and right. Okay. I can't do anything about that, right? Okay.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
that's the way it is. I can't change that. But there are so many things in my life that I can change. And again, it all starts, in my opinion, it all starts with what we think and what we feel and the actions we take. Okay? So what I'm going to do now is we're going to do an exercise. Okay? I'm going to paste the exercise in the chat box, but I'm also going to share my screen. Yes, Safe is like trying to go back and forth. Okay, so let me paste this. So I'm going to paste this in the chat box, but it's long. So let me also share my screen. It might make it easier for me to go through this. And this is the exercise I want to share with all of you because I think it's important. Okay. So can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Let me make it bigger. Okay. So I'm going to call this a thoughts results exercise. So just bear with me for 1 second. I'll go through it. So the first step is to think about something that makes you feel good. Okay, so use your brain or use your head, use your mind. Something that perhaps you have considered in the past. Okay, it could be something related to your values or maybe related to an experience you had. Okay, so that's the first step. Second step is for just a moment, find a quiet spot, okay, turn off the noise around you, and think about the feelings that come to you when you have these thoughts, okay? Okay, are they something that makes you feel hope, happy, excited, calm down, okay? And it's important that you recognize that feeling that comes with that thought. That's important, very important, okay? The third thing, think about the actions. Okay, think about the actions associated with your thoughts.
You might, we might to type or only to talk.
Well, right now, no, for right now, let me just. Okay, right now, let me just go. Oh my gosh, right now, let me just go through this, okay, and then we'll get to the exercise, okay? Okay, so let me just go through.
Result exercise.
Okay. Okay. So, is that Safe that's making the noise? Okay.
Probably.
Safe, yeah, if you can mute your microphone, please. Okay. So we'll give everybody a chance to speak. Okay. So the third step is think about the actions associated with your thoughts and feelings. Write them down and read them each day. Okay. So 4 is to take action or implement the actions. In other words, do something about them. Okay. And the last step is to look at the actions you've taken and look at the results. If those actions are moving you forward to go back to your thoughts and dreams, then you should continue. If not, you need to think about your approach, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you an example I put together for myself last night, okay? And then I'm going to ask you guys to think about this and we could talk about it and we can also maybe do some homework on it, okay? So let me give you an example I used about myself, okay? Just to give you a sense of how I did it. So for me, in the past, I had this idea or dream of working with people, trying to provide a positive influence because it made me feel good. Okay, I felt a sense of accomplishment, like I was achieving something. Okay, I wrote down the actions. I wrote down the actions that were going to be required. Okay, putting together a team of people. Safe, can you mute your microphone, please? Safe. This is okay. Give me a second, please. So give me a second here. So put together a team, okay? Then you define, or what I did was I defined what I and we were going to do, okay? We developed what we call a mission and value statement that defined our goals. What did we want to achieve? We looked at the tools and resources, okay? Then we began. Okay. Now I'm talking about right now dreams of motion 6 years ago. Okay. So this was the idea we had 6 years ago. Okay. That I had. Okay. The results. Okay. So the results of that, we created an international organization. We have a successful company, paid customers in the country of Tunisia. We've had thousands of people from over 90 countries that we've worked with. And we've also developed a image or a brand that's recognized by thousands of people. Okay, I think we've had over 300,000 people go to our website or something like that. Okay, so let me talk about the future. All right, so for me, the future is the idea or dream of taking what we achieved but expanding it to countries all around the world. Okay, both with facilities and what we're doing online. We want to become the world's premier goal achievement organization, helping people to achieve their goals. Okay. How do I feel when I think about it? It makes me feel good. I get excited. Okay. I know it's going to be challenging, but I'm also going to look at it from an optimistic standpoint that I believe that we can do it. The things that for me will be required is I have to finish leaving my government position, okay? And we need to find partners and resources, etc., to work with us because it's a large goal. And we need to put together a plan how we're going to achieve it, okay? What I call a long-term plan. Okay, the reason I just did this is because what I try to do is to say that, the reality is we can be sitting here today and we could be thinking about something that we want to do that makes us feel good, okay? And again, just thinking about something and feeling good about something by itself is not going to get you anywhere. You have to take some kind of action to achieve whatever it is that you're thinking about, okay? So the point here I try to do is lay out a process, step by step, to say that this is a way that you could go through this, okay? Somebody wants to get a good job, have a good career, okay? And they feel good about having a good career, okay? Think about how that makes you feel, right? Think about the actions that are required, right? Writing a good CV, maybe getting the training or learning the skills, right? Okay, so the point is that if you look at this from a logical standpoint, step by step by step by step, you can do anything. You can make any change, okay? But it has to start with your thoughts and what you think, and it has to lead to actions. If it doesn't lead to actions, it's just always going to be a thought in your head. It's going to be a dream in your head, right? You will never see results, okay? But actions cannot come without the original thought. So you need to think about it. You need to also understand how that thought makes you feel, okay? And I talked about me in terms of the idea with our organization, how it makes me feel, okay? It makes me feel positive. It makes me feel excited. Yeah, it's challenging. It's a lot of work. But I know because I believe in myself that we can do it. Okay, and not just myself, but I believe in the team and the people we have. And with that team, we have the ability to do it. So that's kind of my point with this exercise. Anybody have any questions?
So, how do you, how can I say, organize your dream and come to real, like now?
How do you organize it?
Yeah, maybe the very first. You said step by step. I think very first step of this organization.
Well, so let me make sure I understand. So you're saying how do you move it from a dream to something that's reality?
Yes. Yeah. Especially this during my immersion project. Step by step. Yeah. What did you start first at the beginning?
The first thing I did, and now I'm going back to 6 years ago, the first thing I did was I thought about what we wanted to achieve. Okay, what at the time it was I was working with some other people, but what we wanted to achieve, what was our goal, what was the final result we wanted to see. Okay, because to me that has to be your beginning point. Okay, because everything else backs up from there. Because what you want to achieve is going to determine the types of resources or tools you need, right? If my goal is to build a bridge between, there's a river, and my goal is to not just build a bridge, but to allow people to move in the cars back and forth over the river. Okay, then now I know what I need to do. I know what kind of material I need to buy. I know what kind of equipment I need. I know what kind of engineers I need. Right. So the first step is always to understand what it is you're trying to achieve. Then that allows you to understand what are the resources necessary, what is the schedule going to be, et cetera, et cetera. Make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
Go ahead. I think Mila, you had a question or comment?
Yes. Hello.
Hey.
Do you have some time limits when you think that you have this understanding of the goal? Do you have some, for example, you want to achieve it in a year or in a 2, or you don't have any limits?
Well, I think in the beginning you don't put limits on it. In the very beginning, don't put limits on it. And the very first step is to say, this is what I want to do. Okay. Okay, so it's like painting. It's like you're telling me that day about drawing. Okay, it's like painting or drawing on a canvas. Okay, you don't put boundaries around it in the beginning. Okay, you don't. Okay, you want to keep it open enough so it gives you the creativity. Okay, in here to go where you need to go. Now to actually do something, yeah, you do need to have boundaries, but I think that comes afterwards. So the first step is to understand what you want. The next step is to understand, from a planning perspective, how are you going to achieve it? Is it something you want to accomplish, in 1 year, 5 years? But you also have to be flexible with that, right? Because we know that some things don't happen in our schedule, right? Let me give you an example with Dreams of Motion. This is a really good example. So we said last year our goal was to be able to open one facility in Tunisia, okay, in a year, and we did. That was our goal. Okay, we said that by the end of this year, next year, we want to open a second facility in Tunisia and also another country. We're on track to do that. I think we're going to achieve that goal. Okay. So having dates and having a schedule allows you to manage expectations. It allows you to understand whether you're making progress or whether you're going backwards. But in the beginning, Mila, no, you shouldn't be thinking, okay, in the beginning you think about what is it that you want to do? The schedule is how are you going to do it? When are you going to do it? Okay. So it's what number one, then how and when. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
And what's the main traits of your character helped you much to achieve your goals? The main maybe traits.
I think self-confidence. I think that was one. I think because I've been through things in my life, and I know that I was able to overcome them. Right.
I lost connection.
What's that?
So self-confidence, I could catch.
Yeah. No. So I think self-confidence is important. I'm speaking for myself. I think that I'm a determined person. I'm persistent. I don't give up very easy. That's another quality I think that's important because, as we know already, if you're going to try to achieve something, chances are you're going to have some failure, so you have to be able to overcome that and keep moving forward. I think also maybe patience is another character because we know that things don't happen in a day. We have to give things the time that they need to work. And I think the last thing is just my general belief, just who I am as a person. I think in terms of I have a positive view of life. I'm realistic. Okay, I know there are bad people in this world. Okay, I know I will not always succeed in everything I do. Okay, I'm realistic, but I have a strong positive view towards things in general. So, and maybe the very very last thing is my communication. I enjoy communicating. Okay, I enjoy engaging with people. So yeah, those are probably the things that I look at.
Yes, Rick is gregarious. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, what's that, Prita?
You are gregarious, and that's right. Hmm.
I'm gregarious. Do you guys know
Yeah.
Do you guys know what gregarious means? Do you guys know Mila, Miriam, gregarious? It means like
What is it?
happy, friendly, outgoing, like that. You know,
What is it?
Gregarious. Here, let me type it. Oh my gosh,
Gotta,
Pritam's
gotta,
just.
gotta, gotta, gotta. I don't know.
Yeah, gregarious. So it means basically, to be outgoing or friendly or sociable, that kind of stuff. Uh, yeah, that's what it
Yeah,
means.
I have a question.
What's
Do you
that?
have
Go
my
ahead.
voice?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I want to ask, what do you do when you have more than one goal and less time to manage them?
That's a good question. Really good question. Um, I think time management is another. I mentioned the self confidence and patience and persistence, but also I think in terms of having a skill, I think time management is also important. Uh, you have to be able to prioritize. So when you say have a goal, some things have to be a higher priority than other things because you don't have time in life to do everything, right? Everything can't be number one. Okay, you can't. When none of us could function if we treated everything in our life as number one. Okay, we naturally are going to prioritize what's important to us. Okay, and it's based upon our value. If you find people, for an example, that are looking at money as their number one priority to generate a lot of money, well, they're going to be the kind of person that maybe doesn't spend time working with people. They're going to be trying to think of a way to generate money as quickly as they can. Okay, so their priorities will not be to work with people. Their priorities are going to be to find ways to generate money, right? If you think that relationships are important, okay, you're going to be the person that will prioritize that time for relationships, okay? So you can't. Everything in life cannot be a priority. You have to prioritize, and it's going to change over time, right? Um, I mentioned yesterday. For me, as a single parent raising my daughter, my career was very important to me because I had to earn the money to have a home for me and my daughter. Okay, so my career was important. My daughter was also important to me. I had two priorities in my life. Okay, my daughter and my career. Okay, there are some times I put more emphasis on my career. Okay, which later on I regretted. I will tell you I regretted that, but that's the past. Um, but it taught me something, okay? And I felt like I had to because of the financial concern that for me as a single parent, I had to do that, okay? Um, but I think that in our life, those things change. My priorities change. All of our priorities change. My priority now is to do what we're doing here, okay? Working with people, okay? We building, more tolerance and respect for each other, cultural awareness, okay? Helping people to achieve things, okay? So again, our lives and our view of way we look at life changes over time. Right?
Right.
So I guess, again, to me, we can't look at we have to prioritize our time because not everything can be a number one priority. Everything we have to say this is important now. This is important, later. Okay.
Hey, that's the hard part for me
Oh.
because all the times they get mixed with each other, and my mind become so busy I cannot focus on one of my goals. So it makes me so frustrated sometimes, and I put all of them away.
It is hard.
Keep
It is.
it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's very hard. It's very hard, Monty. I mean, time management. I've always been pretty good with managing my time because I've always had a lot of things going on. Again, when you are a single parent and you have to organize your time to for example, bring my daughter when she was a baby, to bring her to the daycare, to watch her when I was at work, okay, do my job, leave my job, go pick her up, take her home, right? Make her dinner, okay? Help her with homework, okay? So when you have all these things happening, so I had my career, I had my daughter, my friends would say, Rick, let's go out tonight, or whatever. So you learn over time how to manage things, multiple things, how to multitask. Okay, and organizational skill in terms of how to multitask, is important. But the most important factor is knowing that you have to prioritize your time. Again, everything can't always be number one. You have to choose what is, and number one in the morning with me when my daughter was young was getting up in the morning, making her breakfast. Okay. Number two was getting her dressed for school. Okay. Number three was dropping her off. Number four was I had to go to my work. Okay. So we have to schedule our time based upon what the priorities are at that point. Okay. And it changes. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's a tricky part too because I almost work 20 hours. I'm out of house 20 hours per day. So and
Wow.
there is yeah, there is so little time left for me to manage that and use that for what I really want to progress or get into my goal.
Yeah.
That's
No,
even
that's
harder
hard.
for me.
Yeah, that's hard. I mean, if you're spending 20 hours a day out of your home, that's hard. Yeah, I understand. That's very hard. Um, it's a challenge. It's a challenge. We just have to determine, what our priorities are. If our priority is our career, and sometimes we're forced. I remember when I was in the military, we would often spend days and days and days working with very little rest, very little sleep. Okay. That's the way it was. Okay, we didn't have any options. Okay, so
That's
again, you have to adapt to the environment you're in sometimes. But perhaps what I'm hearing from you is maybe the job you're in is taking up so much of your time, and you don't have time to do other things that maybe you want to do. So maybe you need to think about changing your job, right?
Maybe.
Well, I mean, if you're spending all your time at work and you have no time to do anything else you want to do in your life, I think that that's not healthy long term. Maybe short term, that's okay. But long term, I'm sorry, I don't think that's healthy. Okay. Because life is more than just going to your job. Okay. Right?
Yeah, it is. Normally, we should work to have a life, but most of our life are we working. So
And that's the challenge. And that's the challenge. We've had this saying in English: you work to live, or you live to work. Okay, which one are you? Okay.
yeah, exactly.
So now the ultimate goal for people, and I say this all the time, is if we're doing something that we get personal satisfaction from and professional satisfaction from, that we enjoy doing, that is able to, and that's what this right here, what we're doing right now. I get both personal satisfaction and professional satisfaction from what we do. Okay. it takes time. It takes time to prepare material. It takes time to think about the topics. It takes time to post things on the website. So you can look at it as work, but it's something that I enjoy doing. Okay, so that's the other point. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we trust me, Marty. I know what's it like to put. You feel like you're putting all your attention on your career. I mean, it impacts your relationships. That's why I never got married again. Okay, okay,
Exactly.
okay. Because my priorities were my career and raising my daughter. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So it creates the challenge. It does create a challenge. It's a big challenge. You know. But it doesn't mean that there isn't hope for the future, because you seem like a sharp guy. You seem like an intelligent guy, a decent guy, and but the kind of career that sounds like you have makes it probably hard for you to have a relationship with somebody, right?
Right. Exactly.
So maybe
the job consumes a lot of time, so I don't have time for having a relationship or such a thing. But I do try to use the left time to enjoy, but sometimes the tiredness of job takes that part of my time too.
Yeah. No, I understand. I completely, trust me. I understand your situation, because I have been in that situation myself. Um, and short term, I think it's okay. Short term, we're going to make those kind of sacrifices. Long term, we need to be also, to me, healthy relationships are important. Okay. So maybe right now we put all of our attention on our career because it allows us to get to a certain point, but that shouldn't be a permanent thing. It shouldn't be a permanent thing, because again, relationships with people are important. Uh, Different kinds of relationships are important to us, right? So, okay. Any other comments? I think we went over, but what I wanted to do with that exercise, just think about it. Think what I put there. I had wanted to actually try to see if people wanted to uh, put something together, right? Uh, I mean, we don't have to do it now, but think about what I sent you guys. Uh, think about what I put in the chat group. Um, I think it is important for us to realize that we are not a prisoner of the environment we're in today. Okay, we have the ability to leave where we're at today and do something that makes us happier in the future. Okay, all of us have that ability. I don't care whether you're Indian or Iranian or Russian or from Kurdistan or Japanese or American. I don't care. All of us have the ability to affect changes in our life. All of us do. So it might be harder for some. It might be harder. Circumstances might be different, but it doesn't mean that it's not possible. If there's one thing I learned in my life, take it from Rick. Pretty much almost anything is possible. Okay. I know this very, very well. Okay. So, okay. So listen, thank you. I'm going to go ahead. I've got to go feed the dog and go do a few things and take care of some chores. And speaking about time management, I need to do those things. But any last questions or comment?
Nope.
Okay, and again, Mila and Alireza and Tara and Pritam and Madi
Yes.
and Jamie and Hiroki, all of you take care of yourselves
Yep.
and
Yep.
be
You
safe.
too.
You too.
Stay,
Take
stay,
care.
stay out of trouble. Stay out of trouble. Okay.
I can't guarantee anything.
Okay, or maybe I should say, get in more trouble. Get in more trouble. Come on,
No.
make your life exciting. Come on, get in more trouble. Okay.
I'm Yila.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye.